All right, so welcome to Coffee with Markus. This is episode 92, and today I'll show you what's happening in the market so that you know what's going on. And we'll talk about the two types of traders and find out what kind of trader you are. Does it sound good? All right, now, if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Markus Heitkoetter, and this is the show called Coffee with Markus. Now, this show is about real money and real trades. I'll show you the trading strategies that I personally trade. I'll show you the tools that I use to trade my own accounts. And we will talk about the right mindset of a trader. Now, talking about mindset, I'm going to show you how to create SRC profits. Systematic, repeatable, and consistent, because that is the key to long-term success in the market. So if you're sick of all the hype and empty promises, and if you want to learn trading strategies that actually work, then click on like right now and let's get started. All right, awesome. So in the first segment, in the first few minutes, we're going to talk about what is happening in the markets. Let's see, markets are deep in the red. So here, as you can see right now, you're looking at the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ today is down 2.75%. It was down 3% a little bit earlier. And yes, we are in a correction here. So a correction means if a market retraces at least 10% from the previous highs. And let's just measure it and see where do we stand here with the NASDAQ. So from the previous high until right now, we are down 12, almost 13%. So this is what's happening here in the NASDAQ. Now, let's see what is happening in the S&P 500. We are not quite yet in a correction, but we're getting really close. We're getting really close. So in the S&P right now, we're down 9.5%, so getting really, really close to a correction. Here's the Dow. The Dow is holding up best out of all these indices thus far. So from the high that was established earlier this month, let's just measure it really quickly so that you know what's going on. So right now down 8%. So the Dow is holding up the best out of the three indices. Now, let's talk about it. What is happening today? Why are the markets selling off? Well, first of all, let's take a look at forexfactory.com, and you see the economic reports of this week. And as you can see, they are super light. There's not much going on. The only real report that we had was this morning, the flash manufacturing PMI, and this came in better than expected. A reading above 50 means that there's expansion. So we are doing good here. What else do you see? That Fed Chair Powell is testifying in front of the Senate, in front of the Congress. Now, today he was testifying in front of Congress and called for more stimulus. He said, come on, guys, we need to pump more money into the economy. And he says there is a long way to go. And maybe this is something that the market participants really didn't like. But I'll tell you the true reason in just a moment. But let's talk about two stocks that made headlines today. One, no surprise, pretty much making headlines every few days, and it is Tesla. Tesla had its battery day yesterday, but right now it is down 10%. Why? What happened on battery day? I mean, Tesla's battery day is pretty much like the Apple announcement day where they announced new iPhones. So Tesla announced a $25,000 vehicle. So that's great. But they said, you know what? It might take 3 years until we have it. And this is where investors said, wah, 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 we don't like this. Anyhow, Elon Musk also said that he wants to sell 2 million cars per year. So we'll see how this goes. Thus far, I think they're, for the last 2 quarters, they were just shy of 400,000. So they still have a way to go. Now, the other company that made headlines today was Nike. Nike had better than expected earnings. So Nike reported earnings, and the estimate was 47 cents per share, came in at 95%, twice as much. They also reported that there is higher revenue. And as you can see right now, they're being dragged down. But hey, this morning they were up 12%. So, but let's talk about what is happening. Why are the markets down? Why have they been correcting here? Well, as we are approaching the end of September, we are approaching the end of the quarter. And what happens at the end of the quarter, we see some rebalancing in the big guys' portfolios, the so-called smart money, right? And they have to be in line with their allocations. Now, if you look at the annual performance, so for the NASDAQ, right now, year to date for the NASDAQ, we are up 24%. That is a lot. So even though it might sound odd, it's still some profit taking here. And you know that over the past few days, as we had the rebound, the NASDAQ was performing better than the S&P 500 and the Dow. But right now, today, the Dow and the S&P are down less. So it means that money is probably getting out of tech stocks and going into the good old Dow stocks here. But if you look at this, the S&P earlier today dipped slightly negative for the year, only up 0.5% for the year. So the clear winner, definitely the Nasdaq. And the Dow, after we saw this slide here over the past few weeks since the beginning of September, is now negative 6% for the year. You see, when we were trading up here, the Dow was just barely positive. So this is what's happening that we see here probably for the remainder of the week and going into next week, that we see some rebalancing of portfolios. Is this making sense? Again, in this short segment, I just want to show you what is happening in the markets. Let me just come to you full screen for a moment so that you know what's going on if you're interested in trading. But right now, let me just prepare something because I want to talk about something very important. I want to talk about what type of trader are you? So let me just get my handy dandy notepad. And here we go. So let's talk about what type of trader are you? And this right now is a follow-up of my video, The Trader's Journey. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link to it in the description because I think it's super important that you watch the video. Again, it's called Trader's Journey. Anyhow, here's what I'm seeing. There are two extremes. First of all, there's the trader who wants to know everything. Let me just bring it up here really quick. So this is this type of trader. No, here we go. Here's the picture, right? Teach me everything. You see, this type of trader thinks that when he knows everything, he will make money in the market. So he keeps reading books and watches YouTube videos, attends webinars, knowledge, and he hasn't placed a single trade yet. Think about it this way. Let's say there's somebody who wants to run a marathon. So he starts reading books about it and he watches videos. So this person now knows all about pacing. He knows that he should train and how he should train. He knows what he needs to eat, his diet. He knows the best running shoes for running a marathon and the best clothing and all of this, but he hasn't run a single mile yet. See, this is pretty much like the trader who wants to just know everything and remains on the sideline, not only for weeks, but for months and sometimes even for years. Now, here is the other extreme. And the other extreme is the trader who doesn't know anything, but he got a hot stock tip from somebody. And this trader just buys a stock and don't know much about the markets. Let me show you an example. This actually is a comment that I received on one of my YouTube videos that I recently did about Snow. Now, Snow is the company Snowflake. It's the biggest IPO of the year, and Edith here has heard about Snow. And you see, it was also the most hyped up IPO, and I did a video on this. It was originally priced at 85, then they raised the price to 110, and then when it started trading, it jumped to 320. So as you can see here, Edith bought some shares for $243. And this is when you see, okay, you're slightly down. I asked her about her profit target. And here is what was very revealing to me. So I'm new at this. I don't know what to expect. I hope that one of my stocks really takes off and I could buy a new home. Wait, what? So you bought 10 shares for $243. So that's 2,430. Actually, let's write a few things down here because I think it's super important. Where's my handy dandy notebook? There we go. So bought. Let me move this over here really quick. No problem. We got this. Okay. So bought 10 shares. 10 shares for $243. So this means $2,430. Now, I don't know what houses cost in your area, but let's make it easy. And let's say a house costs $250,000, right? So shares would have to rise from $243 to $25,000 to make that happen. So as you can see, these are here the two extremes. Let me come back to you full screen for a moment. So the question is, what's right? Which of these two approaches should you use? The I want to know it all approach, or the let's buy some stocks and see what happens approach? Well, obviously, Neither. And that's why I released the video with the trader's journey. And you should really watch it. I'll link to it in the description. So here is the right approach in a nutshell. Let me just write it down. And Edith, nothing against you. I'm actually glad that you reached out, because this means that you're watching these videos and hopefully I can help you with these videos. Anyhow, so let's talk about the right approach. Number one, and I just see that it doesn't come all the way to the screen, so let's move this over a little bit. First of all, you need to find a strategy that makes sense to you. And what does it mean? It means in terms of your risk that you want to take, in terms of time required, in terms of winning percentage. And there might be a few other criteria here for you. So for me personally, the trading strategies that I like to use, as you know, if you have been watching these videos here, is the PowerX strategy. And I'm also trading a trading strategy that's called the wheel. Now, I made a video in which I compare these two strategies according to 5 criteria. And the video is called The Best Trading Strategy. And I'll also link to it in the description. I think it was just a couple of videos ago. Anyhow, so this is step number 1. What is step number 2? Now, after you found the right strategy, you learn the rules of the strategy so that you know how to execute it. So again, it does mean that you need to know everything. You need to know this one strategy that makes sense to you. Now, number 3, and this is number 3. This is super important. You want to place at least 40 trades on a simulator. And I know that this is super tough for some traders who say, I don't need a simulator, I need to jump right in. But you see, this is when things go wrong. You want to do it on the simulator, and then you want to see what are the results. Are these the results that you are expecting? And yes, I understand taking time on a simulator might take you actually a few days, a few weeks here, but it is well worth spend. So then we go to step number 5. If the results, if they are good, then you can start trading it, because now you know what to expect. Okay, you know what to expect. Okay, and if the results are bad, okay, then you need to see what can you do to improve. Okay, what additional knowledge do you need? For example, do you have problems with the order execution? Are you using a stop order instead of a limit order? So this is where I made a video, stop order versus limit order. So there's tons of videos here on the channel, and you can just subscribe to it. This way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Anyhow, now one more thing I want to mention here, because it's super important. When it comes to trading, you will have losses. And it's going to happen. And no matter what they say, I know that there's companies out there or traders that say, oh my gosh, now I've only winning trades. No, you will have winning trades and you will have losing trades. So let me just show you something here really quick, because I found an image earlier that basically sums it up. So what you're saying is that there is no guarantee when trading. Yes, there's absolutely right. There are no guarantees that you will make money. In fact, in the beginning, you might lose money. The key is to keep your losses small. Now, again, there's 2 types of traders here. So number 1, there's the trader with a $10,000 account who sees a loss of $100, and that's around 1% of the account. But when he sees 1%, he's freaking out, and it looks something like this. So nervous, right? And then on the other hand, you have the trader who buys a stock, and the stock moves against him, but he doesn't take action. He doesn't control a loss. Again, here is an example that I want to show you really quick. So it's a comment here on this video. So one, I believe. Again, thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching it. I hope that I can help you. But here's what happened. So this trader asked, sound great. Can you do a video on ExxonMobil, please? And I said, okay, what exactly do you want to know? He said, I bought 100 shares of $44 for option trading. I can't do any trade, and it's showing a loss of $900. Should I buy more at my lower price? So this trader invested $4,400 and is now down $900. That's 20% of the account. You see, this is what kills traders. This is what destroys accounts. Not controlling your losses. Being down here, what did I just say? 20% of your account. That's quite a loss, right? It's like hoping for the best and believing that everything will be just fine, like this guy here, right? Dude, hold my beer and watch this. What can possibly go wrong? Anyhow, so because I want to talk about the two types of traders here, do yourself a favor right now. Watch the next video. The next video is called The Trader's Journey. And follow the steps that I'm outlining in that video. And then do the 5 steps that I mentioned here above. Let's just go over there. Yeah, find a strategy that makes sense to you, which could be, if you're following me and if you like the PowerX strategy or the wheel, learn the rules of the strategy. Place at least 40 trades on a simulator. Check the results. If they're good, start trading. If they're bad, what can you do to improve? Anyhow, does this help? And if you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and click on like right now. And if you want to see more videos like this, then click on the subscribe button and also hit the little bell. This way you get notified whenever I release a new video. Okay, remember to share this video if you know somebody who falls into these two extremes and can need some help. And I will see you in the next video. Okay, good. So first of all, Edith, if you're watching this, I'm here to help you. So you stumbled into trading probably a little bit too, I don't want to say naive, but too unprepared, right? And same for the other trader here with Exxon. I think that you stumbled in this a little bit more unprepared. So let me just quickly also summarize. There are 3 pillars to trading. Number 1, you must have a strategy. It didn't seem that neither of these traders did have a strategy, because a strategy tells you exactly when to enter a trade, what to trade, and also when to exit a trade. And when to exit a trade means sometimes with a loss and sometimes it will be with a profit. So anyhow, pillar number 1 of trading is having a strategy. Pillar number 2 is having the right tools. Whether you have the wheel income calculator or the PowerX optimizer or whatever strategy you use, there will be a tool that makes your life easier. Now, I don't think that these 2 traders have the right tools. Number 3 is having the right mindset. Trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme, no matter what they tell you. And I know that there's so much hype out there. This is why I'm doing the show. I hate all this hype where they say, well, here's a trader, I bought a new Lamborghini, or I bought a new watch, or I bought a new house. Well, whatever, right? I mean, most of the stuff is anyhow fake. Trading is a marathon, not a sprint. So you can't get rich quick. You cannot turn $2,400 into $250,000, at least not with one trade or within, I don't know, a few months. I actually did a video on this. It's called Money Management, where I show you how you can turn $10,000 into $40,000. $10,000 into $40,000 with aggressive money management. And that is already a stretch. With my trading strategies, I like to make anywhere between 60 to 100%, 120% a year if you're using margin. If you're not using margin, 30 to 60% is really realistic and reasonable here. If you want to learn more about this, I compare the strategies and I show you what is the best trading strategy, where I compare the wheel trading strategy and the PowerX strategy. Anyhow, so good to see you. I have been talking a lot, so therefore, right now, I want to see. You have so many great questions and comments, and I appreciate you being here live. This is why I'm doing the show live here. So if you're watching this live right now, I will look at the comments right here. If you're watching the recording, do me a favor. Leave a comment right underneath the video because I read every single comment and I respond to most of the comments. I mean, sometimes it doesn't make sense, but anyhow, so good to see everybody here. Good. So Peter says he's a swing trader. This is what suits my makeup the best. I can be a long-term investor. That's great. I know that Ron, who is usually on this chat here, he's a day trader, right? And so there's many different ways to make money in the markets. There's not one way. And this is where sometimes it drives me crazy if there's some people out there and say, you must trade the strategy. You see, I don't care if you're trading the PowerX strategy. And by the way, if you would like to have the book, I'll be happy to send it to you. Just cover shipping and handling, which is $4.95. It's a good-sized book, like 150, 160 pages here. If you are within the United States, it will arrive within a few days. If you're international right now, it's still a mess. Anyhow, you can buy it on Amazon for around 20 bucks or from a link below for $4.95 if you would like to have it. Anyhow, so this is where I say, honestly, I don't care. if you're trading the Power strategy, I don't even care if you're buying the book. As you can imagine, I'm not making any money on this book if I'm shipping it to you for $4.95. Recently, Debbie, my CEO, told me that it costs us $5.60 to ship it out. Oops, doesn't really matter. But my point is, you must have a strategy. I don't even know where I started when I started this thought process. So let's take a look at a few more things. Oh yeah, that there's no one strategy that works all the time, right? I mean, there's strategies. Sometimes they're underperforming, and sometimes they're outperforming the markets here. Anyhow. So Candice is asking an actually great question. Hello again. We ought to celebrate when you arrive at your 100th lecture. Yes, today is episode 92, so the 100th is around the corner, and we will do something really special. I already told my team that we will start brainstorming this week and make a decision so that we can prepare for this. Yeah, so in 8 episodes, it will be the 100th. Okay, anyhow. So ASH, question for you. When you're trading a larger account, do you still only ever hold 5 trades maximum, or do you ever trade more than 5 trades at once if you're finding a bunch of opportunities? So ASH, this really depends on your trading experience. See it like this way. Whenever you have an open position, you also need to have a profit target and a stop loss, right? I personally like to work with 2 profit targets when using the Power X strategy, a conservative profit target and an optimized profit target. So you need to make sure that you can manage the positions that you have. And you see, for some people, 5 is already a lot to manage. For others, especially if you're more experienced, it's not a problem to have 8 to 10. I personally don't think that I ever had more than 10 positions in my account. Now, I have also multiple accounts. So this is where I currently, I mean, it wouldn't be unusual for me to have a total across all these accounts of 15, maybe 16 positions open. That can happen. But in every single account, I usually have no more than 5. Anyhow, ASH, is this helping? Good. Okay. Joe says, it's been the worst day ever since I started investing. Scary. Oh my dear Lord, what happened, Joe? So make sure that you have stop losses in place. Make sure that you're comfortable with the drawdown of the strategy. This is why in the previous video, I compared 2 strategies and also prepared you for a drawdown. Let me give you an example. So the strategy, let's actually go to the screen here for a moment, and let's take a look at this. So here are the positions right now. I only have 2 positions according to the Power X strategy. So I entered them last week. I entered 1 more ARVN, and in ARVN, I got stopped out. So yesterday, I exited this. And you see, that's important. If it doesn't go your way, we can take a look at the chart here. Why not? Why don't we take a look at the chart, and I'll show you ARVN, one of the positions that I was in. So it wasn't ARNC. No, it was ARVN. And on ARVN, I was long. Look at this. So my indicators told me that it is more likely for this stock to go up. Now, as you can see, it didn't. So yesterday, I got stopped out, and I'm glad I did. If I would be in this trade, I entered, I think, at around 27.70, something like this, around here. And you see, right now, it would be down almost 10%. So this is why it's so important to have a stop loss. Anyhow, I was very interested yesterday. I think it was CAR-G where I wanted to get in, and another trade, can remember, maybe AQST. Today, I wanted it to go into VSTO. Have not yet been filled. This is why right now, I'm pretty light in this small account that I'm trading here for you live. This is a $20,000 account that I'm trading for you so that you see how to grow a small account. But as you can see, the open P&L for LL Lumber Liquidators is around $100. For RL, it's $244. So overall, the open P&L here is $356. Now, this is the account with the wheel. And yeah, today it looks like, everything is in the red, right? But this is why it's so important that you know what to expect. So as you can see, right now, the open P&L is around minus $6,000. I told you yesterday when I did the video about comparing the 2 strategies that you should be prepared to have a drawdown of 25%. So here on a $100,000 account, this would be $25,000. I'm not even anywhere near the maximum drawdown. I mean, I'm down $6,000. Based on this account size, it's only 6%. 6%, trust me, is nothing compared to what you have seen. I mean, previously I showed you a trader who just entered a small position and is down 20%. I'm down 6%. No big deal. I know what I'm doing here, and everything will be fine. And yes, today we issued win as a signal. Right now it's slightly down, but I really like this trade. So the idea here is for win, again, this is a wheel trade. You might have received an alert earlier. So for win, we want win to stay above 65. Let me just zoom out a little bit so that you see it. There we go. We want it to stay above 65 until next Friday. And I think we'll be fine here. Anyhow, good comment here, and sorry to hear, Joe, that you had a really bad day here. Anyhow. Good. Carolyn says, I want to know everything, pros and cons. I'm afraid to trade my own money. I'm paper trading and block. I know what you're talking about, Caroline. It's called analysis paralysis. And you see, I really appreciate that you're taking the time to do it here, because you might find out that trading might not be for you, right? And I mean, that's absolutely fine. There's multiple ways to make money. Trading is one of them, my personal favorite. You can obviously make money with real estate. That's what I'm also personally doing. So I own several apartment complexes. At some point, I owned 12 single family homes. Right now, I'm more comfortable with apartment complexes, anywhere between 3 to 5 million. That is right now my range. When I buy the next apartment complex, it will be between the $5 and $10 million range. Anyhow, and then of course, if you want, you can also run your business. And Caroline, I really love it that you're paper trading to find out whether trading is for you. Let me be crystal clear. Trading is not for everybody, right? If you want to have guarantees, they don't exist in trading here. So that's why it's super important. So I appreciate you sharing this. That's really, really good. Okay. Good. I see that there's Nicole is posting a bunch of links to the videos that I mentioned here. Anyhow, good. So Annette is asking, what simulator do you recommend? I actually did a video on the best trading simulator. We'll link to it in the description. Again, the video is called Best Stock Trading Simulator or Best Trading Simulator, something like this. So take a look at this video. I compare a few pros and cons, and I recommend one, and you will see this in the video here. Okay. USA is asking, how is the wheel different from Theta Kings? We already talked about it. Theta Kings is where you don't want to own a stock with the wheel. You do want to get assigned the stock so that you can sell calls against it. I might find the video for you. I can't remember where I did it, where I compared the wheel with Theta Kings here. Anyhow. Okay, Alex says, hi Markus, the wheel income calculator that I downloaded from the members area doesn't show the color change. It should. Please contact the team at support@rockwelltrading.com. They can probably help you with this, Alex. You'll be good. Okay, Eagle Owl, thanks for, yep, you're absolutely right with Theta. You're not looking to get assigned with the wheel. You're looking for getting assigned. Okay. So Keith says, time required as in your age seems to be somewhat proportional to the amount of risk some people are willing to take. I don't know. It's more or less, Keith, whether you want to be a day trader or a swing trader. And I actually did a video on this. It's called Swing Trading versus Day Trading. I'll link to it in the description and show exactly the pros and cons in that video. See, some people love to sit in front of the computer all day long. Some people cannot do this. Just the other day in a previous Coffee with Markus episode, somebody told me that he is a contractor and cannot watch the markets all day long. This morning I talked to somebody who lives in Hawaii, and he says, living in Hawaii, the markets open at 3:30 in the morning. Well, this means that day trading is probably not for you, but swing trading would be perfect for you. See, Keith, this is what I mean by this. It really depends on where you live, for example, if you can dedicate some time, if it is easier for you to place the trades at night and during the day, don't do anything. That's what I mean by this. Anyhow. Good. And there's Patel fam. Excited to place my first alert trade today. Win, yes. And I love the trade. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken it on my own account. Again, if you are a Power Alert subscriber, you are getting all the trades that I'm personally taking in that account. We're sending it as a text message, also as an app notification, and I'm sending it to you as an email so that you know exactly what to do. Anyhow, good. So, Emmanuel, so good to see you here. I've been watching your interesting, informative videos for over the months now. Learned a lot. I'm so glad that you're taking the time to learn about the markets because, Emmanuel, you probably already know this, but let me state it here. In the markets, it's not the bull versus the bears. It is not the old versus the young, right? I mean, in the market, it is the informed, the educated ones versus the uneducated ones. The uneducated ones lose money. The educated ones make money. Anyhow, good. ASH, we already talked about this, the multiple positions here. Good, good, good. Okay. So JC says, hi, Marcus, you suggest to use a margin account. I understand margin trading is quite risky. And no, it is not. So can you help me explain your view on how to manage risk trading margin? You know what, JC, this is an excellent question. I think I'll do a dedicated video on this, what it means to trade on margin. Basically, the way how I recommend to use it. And you're right, margin and leverage is a double-edged sword. It can work for you as well as against you. But let me quickly show you on a notepad here what I mean. So the way how I recommend you use a margin account, okay, is if you're doing it for stock trading. If you're doing it for stock trading and you put $10,000 into the account, the broker loans you another $10,000, so your total buying power is $20,000, so you have twice as much buying power. Now, I still highly, highly, highly recommend that you never risk more than 2% of your account size. And when you do this, this is the responsible way to trade with margin. Now, here's the irresponsible way. The irresponsible way would be if you're basically trading with an additional 10,000 borrowed money and you put it all on red, right? And this is what some people do. So they use all of the buying power to use it on one position and hope that it works out. It doesn't work this way. So only, please, only use margin if you have tight risk management. And tight risk management means never risk more than 2% of your account until you see that your account is growing. Then you can violate this rule and use money management to grow your account. I did a video on this. Gosh, I'm mentioning a lot of videos here. So Nicole, thanks for posting it in the chat, and we'll post it in the description. So there's a video on money management where I show you how to grow a small account in a responsible way. You see, JC, the important thing with margin is to use it responsibly. It's like my son Julius, he's 17 years old. My daughter Vivian is 15 years old. And right now I'm doing driver's ed with my daughter Vivian. So we are doing it in one of my cars. It's a Ford pickup truck, right? So I also have a Tesla. So would I put Vivian in the Tesla and say, hey, let's get started with it, floor it, let's see how fast this baby can go? No, that would be irresponsible, right? So you start small and work your way up. So you start in the school's parking lot. That's what we did. And once you know what you're doing, then you can use margin in a smart way. Does this make sense, JC? Does this help? Okay. Good. So there's a few questions, and Brian is and some of you are answering about the wheel versus Theta King. So really appreciate you helping out other traders. You guys are an awesome community, and this is why I love doing these videos. I mean, people ask me all the time, why do you do the videos? I love talking about trading. I love talking to you because look at how awesome everybody is helping out here. Somebody who asked earlier about the difference between Theta Kings and the wheel. Anyhow, good. So I cannot pronounce your first name, so I just call you S. Says you're doing great by teaching the right stuff, how to pick the right stock for each strategy. I think this is important, right? Again, when it comes down to a strategy tells you three things. Number one, what to trade. And if you're trading stocks, you need to know what stock to trade. Second, when to enter. Third, when to exit. And when to exit is sometimes with a loss, sometimes with a profit. Anyhow, good. So Emmanuel says, you trade mainly stocks with IG in the UK. I would like to trade options using your wheel and power strategy. Okay, contact the team. They can probably help you with this, or just keep watching these videos, and I hope that these help you. But anyhow, call or text the team, support@rockwelltrading.com, or here's 512-337-1885. Okay, Good, good, good. King Kong, a great, great question. How do you get rid of FOMO, the fear of missing out? When you have a strategy, you will see, yes, you might pass a few trades where others might have doubled their account. But here's the key. I said it in the beginning. You want to generate SRC profits, systematic profits, repeatable and consistent. Because when you do this, you can apply money management. So FOMO, don't look at all the stocks that you're not in, right? I mean, don't look at today. You might say, let's go back to the screen here for a moment. You might say, oh my gosh, why didn't I buy Nike yesterday? Because Nike today was up, as you know, they reported better than expected earnings. They went from 117 to 130, that's 12%. But again, this is not systematic. It is not repeatable and it is not consistent. So don't worry about this. Is there somebody who luckily somehow got into Nike yesterday or a few weeks ago and right now cashed out? Probably. I tell you this, most people don't cash out. So King Kong, focus on really the SRC profits and then you're not concerned. You see, I'm actually happy for everybody who made profits here. I'm very happy. So if you made today thousands of dollars, $10,000, congratulations, good for you. I know that trading is a marathon and not a sprint. So therefore, I know that I would take making SRC profits over these windfall profits every single day. Anyhow, good. So Roger is asking, does it make sense that I make an appointment with Paul about the PowerX strategy if I don't have the money at the moment to buy and trade it? No, because here's the deal. Paul is a student who was probably where you are right now a few years ago. And then Paul saved up money to start trading. And he used a part of his retirement accounts to trade. And he has been using the PowerX strategy now for a little bit over 2 years. He'll be happy to schedule a tour with you and show you the tool. But you see, it's almost like, since we were at cars earlier, it's almost like looking at a fantastic car that you know you can't afford in the long term. Maybe it's good to put this on your vision board, but it might be like, oh, gosh darn it. Often it might not make you feel good about yourself. So I would just save up a little bit, right, until you get to the point where you do have $5,000 to $10,000 in your trading account, because realistically, that's what you need. But Roger, great question. And again, feel free to talk to somebody at, you can literally call the team and talk to them about it and say, hey, listen, here's my situation. Right now, I don't have the money. Does it make sense? The team is there. Somebody's really picking up the phone or responding to your text. You can call or text through the same number. It's a number here in the United States. So if you're international, add a +1 to this. Anyhow. So let's see. What other questions do we have here? Hayes Kingdom says, real question for Markus or fans. If you take a high volatile stock, current value at 112, I can sell a put at 85. You know what? We will deal with it. I'll talk about it on Friday. Right now, we still have a put that expires on Friday. So we have a 2 puts actually I have here at 100. They expire on Friday. After that, we'll see. We'll see if we go down to 85 or what we are going to do here. Actually, I would like to get assigned. I would like to get assigned to bring down my dollar cost average. I did a video on this of what exactly my plan is. I can't remember, team. Do you remember what the video was? It was about a trade in trouble. It was how do I manage a trade that's in trouble? I'll link to it in the description, Hayes. And this way you get a better idea of what I'm planning to do with this particular trade. Again, it's called How to Manage a Trade That's in Trouble. And I'm posting a link to the description here. Jody, so good to see you here. My gosh, I haven't talked to you in a while. I like learning different strategies depending on the market condition. Yeah, I know. You have PowerX, Theta Kings, wheel. Now I'm interested in learning a strategy for more of a bear market trending downwards. I don't think that we will go into a bear market. I mean, what we are seeing here right now, this correction, is really caused by nothing. Think about it this way. If we take a look, hold on. Let me just bring up the NASDAQ again. Right, or any index, it doesn't really matter. So right now we closed at 3.1% down. It's like, okay. Anyhow, so if we look at this earlier, so earlier this year, NASDAQ was retracing a lot by almost 30%. Why did it go down by 30%? Because we had a health crisis. Now, if you look at a weekly chart, there's always times when any index, let's go back to the S&P 500 here, right? You will see that there's always some times when the markets are correcting. So we are at the weekly chart right now. We are looking towards the end of 2019. So in 2019, the S&P went down 17.5%. But look how quickly it discovered within a matter of weeks. Same here. Markets went down, quickly recovered, right? So what we are seeing right now, this is very important, Jody. So some people say it's like 2008. We'll have a crash. Think about it this way. In 2008, we had a financial crisis. Right now, we have a health crisis that has an impact on the economy. Two completely different things, completely different, right? We are not having all these problems that we had in 2008, where people are getting foreclosed on and losing their homes. In fact, this morning I saw that mortgage applications are again up, I think like 25%. People are buying houses. Homes are getting more expensive right now. Have you seen it in your area? Any realtors here? Any realtors? In Austin right now, single home family prices are rising. Why? Because interest rates are low, so therefore people can afford it. Nobody is right now afraid. Yes, there are some people losing houses, but this is nothing like 2008. Anyhow. Okay. Emmanuel, I'm trying to open an account with Tastyworks. Once approved, I'll definitely join your mastermind. So good. Can't wait to work with you personally and help you achieving your goal. By the way, if anybody's interested in the mastermind, contact Lisa. She can give you more information about this. Here's Lisa's phone number, 512-858-8523, or lisa@rockwelltrading.com. So Lisa is our mastermind concierge. And yes, I have a small group of traders with whom I trade pretty much every month for a whole week. And also we meet Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays where we talk about strategies, where we talk about specific trades, where we talk about what's happening right now in the markets. If you're interested in this, call or text Lisa. Okay, good. Let's see. Eduardo is asking what happened with the put that you opened last Friday. Did you already close it? No, it was almost at 90%, but not quite. So I still have it in the account. So right here, you see it, the one from last Friday. These are the puts that I sold last Friday. And earlier today, they were at 81%. And I like to close them when they're at 90%. So I do have a working order here, as you can see, to close it at 90% of the profits. And this is where Tastyworks is great. Anyhow, I still own it, so thanks for asking. So Keith is asking, in the recent past, I've tried options trades that won't go through. Is this due to a lack of volume? Is there a main chain for the market? No. So the option price that you see are provided by the CBOE, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. So this is who provides the prices here. And if you didn't get filled, it's probably because options were never trading at the price that you specified. If you are specifying a limit price, then it might not get filled. Let me just show you. But if you look at any option, so for example, let's take a look at WIN. You see always a bid and ask here. And if you want to buy, these are the prices. You see the 24 cents that somebody wants to buy it for, and 31 cents is what somebody wants to sell it for. So if you want to buy it and you say, place a market order, you're getting filled at 31 cents and you will get filled. You will get this option. Subsequently, if you want to sell, right, a buyer wants to only bid 24 cents. So if you want to sell for 24 cents, there's a buyer sitting right there. This bid and ask, by the way, if you want to know more about bid and ask, I did a video on this. It's called, what is bid and ask? I believe it's really called like this. So search this channel for bid and ask, and you'll see a video where I explain all of this in detail here. Okay, good. Peter says, I'm having a large drawdown today and I'm still in the green. Life is good. Life is very good. You see, this is where it is so important. This open P&L. You see right now, the open P&L is down. I don't care. I can show you my realized P&L. The realized P&L on this account that I've been trading for 2 months is 6,204. That is the money that I made. Everything else here, I mean, subject to disappear tomorrow. We'll see. You'll see. If you're interested and want to see how these trades are panning out, click on the subscribe button here and hit the little notification bell, because this way you get notified whenever I release a new video. And this way you see what is happening with these trades. Okay. So Zia, how can we take a stop loss for a Theta King or wheel strategy? There's none. There's none. This is why I compared these two strategies, right? So please take a look at the previous video. It's called the best trading strategy for 2020, where I compare it. And Zia, if you would love to have stop losses, please trade the PowerX strategy. Do not trade the wheel or Theta Kings. If you want to have a stop loss, those strategies are not for you. Okay, so this is why I compare these strategies so that you know what you should trade. Anyhow, okay, anybody of you calling me? There's a call coming from Washington. Okay, Washington, Oklahoma? Okay, anyhow, who knows? Okay. Good. So Ron says, could you go over the win put that you told us to buy for the wheel strategy? It doesn't seem to give enough premium. It sure did. What are you talking about? Of course it gave enough premium. So let's take a look at win. So we're talking about the October 65 here. And this is where right here, hold on, the win outcome calculator. So let me just make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it. So I actually personally sold it for 75 cents. So as you can see, this would be 46% annualized. Now, I told you to buy it for at least 60 cents. And if you have done it, you would get 37% annualized. Now, looking at what happened at Win today, right now, it is trading at $1.13. So let's say that you were able to get it at 80 cents or 85 cents, which was absolute easily to do today. You would get 49% annualized. What are you talking about, Ron? There's plenty of premium in there. Okay. Richard, what did you do with the sell call on Apple from last week assignment? I think it's still open. Let's see. Let's see. I think it's still open. Yep. There are the calls. There are the calls making money right now, but only at 61%. Once they go up, oh, something disappeared here. This looks ugly right now. What the heck did I do? Let's see, can I bring this back? There was something there before. Oh, okay, anyhow, you get the idea. So the call is still there. No worries. All good. Okay, good. Oh my gosh, we are already at the end of the time. So, S can pronounce your name. How can you buy the book? There's a link on the website, on right below this video here. So go to my website and I'll be happy to ship you this book. All I ask is that you pay $4.95 shipping and handling. And again, it's less than I actually pay, but I'll ship it to you for $4.95. Physical copy, it'll be there if you're in the US within a few days. If you're international, might be a few weeks. RC is asking, where and how did you learn to invest in real estate? I will talk about this another day because it's an excellent question. I started with a single family home. And you know what? I bought the first one in 2006. You can imagine what happened in 2008, right? But then I learned to do it the hard way. I think I had 2 or 3 homes at this point, and then I started buying more and more until now I'm investing in commercial buildings. So I'm talking about apartment complexes. And the first one that I bought was 2.8 million. The second one was 2.3 million. I sold the first one for 4.4 million. I'm right now selling the second one for 4.2, 4.3 million. I'll buy the next one for probably 5 million, plan on selling it for 8 million. So it's working out really, really well. Donna says, did you sell a call against TRGP? No, not enough premium in there. Not enough premium in there. Okay. So Israel says, love all the information. Hi says, how do I get on the trading alerts? Do me a favor, contact the office. So support@rockwelltrading.com. They can help you out and tell you exactly how you can mirror the trades and how you can get the alerts of the trades that I personally do in my own account. We are, gosh, let's see. There we go. Get rid of this. Great show. So many great questions. I know that I didn't get to every single question. If I didn't get to your question again, you can always call or text the office, or as soon as this live show is over, post the question in the comments, and I promise to get back to you. I'm looking at all of the comments that are coming in. I really appreciate all of your comments. You might have to wait a couple of minutes here until the show is over. because right now the live questions will disappear. I won't see them anymore. Here they are on this side. Okay. But if I missed any of your comments, feel free to call or text the office, email it to the office, or leave it right here as soon as this video is finished. I'll see you on Friday in the next Coffee with Markus. We are going live 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3:30 Eastern Time. If you enjoyed the show, if this is your first time here, click on the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.